Marconi escapes pressure and throws an interception, and Grayson will return it for a touchdown. We are tied. Rocco Marconi scrambling away from a defender, and Grayson steps in front of the pass and scores. 3rd down and 5, 1 minute to go in the quarter. Still no Bulldog, as Bulldog wideout has caught a pass. Hart is out of the shotgun with Baja to his left, and Hart will hand off on a delay. No, he won't. Sacked in the backfield, Joe Dazzo on a blitz, and he's poking fun at Jasper Hart down on the ground. Joe Dazzo, forget about David Baja, he just creams Jasper Hart, and it's another 4th down.
2nd and 9 to the 48. Honolulu just 1 timeout left. They get the ball, leave with about 30 seconds left. Hand off Parker. Parker's on the first down.
Parker, back attack. Tag, out of the 6-yard line. Ball game.
Between arguably the top 2 teams in the league coming up in a couple of weeks. 3rd down and 4. Zuli back to pass, deep shot to Corky's, wide open inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line.
Red Feather's going to have Brewski in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. Red Feather pump fakes once, right-hand side. That's going to be picked off! Picked off by O'Neal. Julius O'Neal with his first interception of the day.
And it's panic time now for the Pride. Christensen throws. That's batted up in the air and intercepted. It's taken away and down the sideline goes number 20. Lucius Sanders put it on the board. Touchdown, Cleveland. Oh my goodness.
And here's the counter play to Zulu, and Ogun will go. He's his best run of the day, and Ogun Zulu will go for the touchdown. Wow, what a run by Ogun Zulu.
Unbelievable. Man, they're being very precise, like exactly what you wanted them coming out of the half. And Pickler dropping back. He's going to fire deep, and it's going to be caught. And he's at the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and taking it into the end zone. Nick Finch with a huge touchdown, and just, wow, what a play from the Gladiators, and the coverage there from the Tyrants. The DB went for the interception, and he came up with error.
1st and 10 from the 21 here. Just over 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Chicago trying to uppercut this St. Louis Gladiators team and put them on the ropes. King, shotgun snap, moves in the pocket, fires deep down the field, caught at the back line! What a grab, and the first touchdown of Greg Soto's career is a spectacular one.
Greg Soto coming in, replacing the retired J.C. Torres. Said, don't worry, Chan. I know you lost a great one.
This will be just under 32 yards for Otis Boudreau. On his left hash, the right footer stands ready. Spot is down. Kick is up. It is good. Otis Boudreau does it again in walk-off fashion. Louisiana taking down Florida 20-19.
They go 4 wide with the tight end split out. South over the middle, throws another interception, and this time it's Jack Brown.
That one's going in the house.
Touchdown at the 6.
They call this, Colin, the law of averages. You know, whenever there's this many interceptions going on in a game, one of them's bound to go back to the house and get some points, right?
Oh my goodness! Now both the linebackers have an interception, but this time Jack Brown turns around and runs it into the end zone.
And I'll tell you something. Deep drop for Dunhill. He's going to lob it deep. It's going to caught. No one around him. He's going to be in. Touchdown. Forward Toros. Stephen Hacker does the robot and gets us off flying.
Welcome to Baltimore, everybody, here in Maryland. Drone shot there by Dags Works, overlooking Baltimore City. Eddie Gage is on deck with me tonight. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Damon Simeon. And Eddie, we have a doozy here tonight. The Baltimore Vultures come in 5-0, and they're hosting the Fort Worth Toros, who are 3-5 in that South Division. Baltimore not alone as the undefeated team, as well as Atlanta is still undefeated as well. But Eddie, what are your takes on tonight's matchup?
Well, first of all, I'm trying to figure out if Fort Worth traveled forward in time. You said the 3-5. They're actually 3-2. But the heck with all that, Demond.
That's what I meant to say.
SFL Nation, what up, though? I'm over here with my main man, Damon Simeon, in the booth over here. We live in Baltimore. Stephen Hacker, I asked him the game plan. He said, bro, it's simple. We had to cut back on a couple of things that was giving us some issues in the past. We think we got it all cleaned up, and we ready to put on a show out here in Baltimore. We come here to show in and show out. We didn't come up here just to take the L and go home. We had to compete. We out here on television with all the fans watching. Buckle up. Get a good drink of your favorite beverage, because guess what? We coming out here with a W today. Let's see how it all shakes out, Damon.
Eddie Gage, the wind speed tonight is 5 miles per hour. This can have an effect on the kicking game and the passing game as well. But since you speak of beverage, what is Eddie Gage's go-to beverage?
Oh, man, I tell you what, I'm not necessarily an alcohol drinker. Give me a cold can, an ice-cold Pepsi, man. I'm in heaven.
Pepsi?
Yes, sir.
I never would have guessed you to be a Pepsi guy, but hey, glad that we know someone's going to be delivering you Pepsi in the mail. There's the kick from Fort Worth, and here's Baltimore. Irvin tackled at the 27-yard line, and that's what we're going to start off. Out first, Baltimore's offense. Quarterback, Jack Wigmore. Running back is Warren Murray. Fullback, T-Roy Gaines. Receivers, Ivory Irvine, Mac Chima, Daley Holder, and David Anderson are the 4 wide receivers here for Baltimore. Tight end is Caesar Ackerman. We'll get to Fort Worth here in just a moment. 1st and 10 here for the Vultures at the 27-yard line. Handoff here to Warren Murray. Warren Murray gets skinny there, picks up 3 yards.
And expect Warren Murray to get a bit more carries this week. Talking to T-Pat, the head coach of these Baltimore Vultures, he said, hey, we threw a lot of interceptions last week, 4 to be exact. They want to get a more balanced offense and keep Fort Worth guessing.
Second and 7 here for Baltimore. You can see them come out in gun tray open. 3 wide receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Left-handed pump fake by Wigmore. Goes deep, overshoots his target, and looks like that was intended for Mac Chima.
It was. It's one thing to pump fake and head to a different receiver, Damon. But when you pump fake and throw to that same receiver, the defensive secondary, they're just back there looking at chopper because you're just giving them all kind of time to get over there and make a play.
3rd and 7 at the 30. Looks like 3-2 dime formation here for the defense. 4 wide receivers on the field this time. No tight ends I don't see. Got a man crawling across the middle. That pass is tipped it away by Aiden Davis, the cornerback, drafted by Houston a few seasons ago and has been with the Toros for the past few seasons.
Aiden Davis, I think he just turned 15 last week, Damon. Did he even start? I'm not sure. I think he might be a freshman in high school this season. He's been around that long, but he's a young guy.
I think when Aiden was drafted by Houston by you and I back in the day, I think he was still in junior high school. A good nugget about Aiden Davis. He hit me up one day and said, man, I made the National Honor Society, and dude was excited about that. And that is something to be excited about. Here is Fort Worth. They forced a 3-and-out on Baltimore, Eddie, and that's something that you do not see on the norm, as we have been seeing Baltimore score on their first possession every single game except for last week and for this week.
Perhaps Fort Worth went and saw some of that film and tried to see if they can implement in that game plan. I'm being told Aiden just turned 18.
Young man growing up. Here is Marcus Dunhill underneath the center. Going to be hand off here to the fullback. Nowhere to go. Offense for the Fort Worth Toros. Marcus Dunhill is the quarterback. Running back is Jay-Z Bacon and Aaron Alexander is the fullback. Wide receivers, they have 4 of them on the roster. Stephen Hacker, Caden Stevens, Charlie Baker, and John Fullerton. Tight end, Robert Garrett Jr. Doesn't need any more of an introduction. That man is busy around the middle of the field between the hash marks and the numbers. Shotgun formation here. Looks like doubles right. 2-step drop here by Dunhill. There's a pass completed. Going to be 1 yard short of the first down, and that is to Cade Stevens. I'm sorry, make that Charlie Baker.
And that was extreme confidence there by Marcus Dunhill as the receiver actually got bumped off his route. And before he even cleared it, he let the ball go anyway, anticipating him to get open and make that reception.
From the 31 to the 41-yard line on that play, 9-yard gain. Strong guy twins here. Give it to the fullback again. Alexander picks up the first down after picking up 2 yards. Well, basically a yard.
We can see here early on, Damon, that Baltimore has elected to abandon the 4-3 defense, I think. I got another look at that, but it looked like they're going nickel here as a base. I don't remember seeing them do that for quite some time.
Looks like the 4-2 nickel here. You might be right. Looks like the safety is up in the box. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the slot corner. Easy Bacon almost breaks that tackle there by 48, Elijah Warfield. Defense for the Baltimore Vultures. You have defensive tackles are Saran Yates and Nate Brown. Defensive ends are Al Walker, Joe Duncan. Linebackers, Alvin Mack and Keenan Samuels are the outside, and holding the middle down is Frank Smith. Corners, Elijah Warfield, Ben Stacking Paper. Oh, Houston does not like that young man. Enzo Boats and Marvin Himes are the corners. Safeties are Giovanni Boat and Troy LaShaw. They do have kicker and punter on the field on the team as well. Sharp Tarkenton is a kicker, and Matty Coffins is the punter.
I'm not a fan of Ben Stacking Paper either. Back in his rookie season, he got a pick 6 against us in the last game of the regular season. Had we won that game, we would have advanced to the playoffs. But Ben Stacking Paper said, no, sir, not so fast.
Baltimore is at the Toros are at Baltimore's 46-yard line. Into enemy territory now. 5-step drop here by Dunhill. Dunhill overthrows this man. Looks like that was intended for Cade Stevens.
And Damon, I don't remember the last time we've seen Baltimore abandon the 4-3 defense. So to see that, I'm not sure what they saw on film, but perhaps they saw something they thought they can take advantage of going with this nickel set as a base.
Well, we know one team that basically loves to use the 4-2 as their base defense, and that's Carolina, and that comes from former owner and head coach of the Chicago Wildcats and Shan Varner. He was the first person I've known to do that, go with that 4-2 nickel as the base defense. And maybe Baltimore saw some on film when Fort Worth played Carolina, and they said, okay, maybe we can implement this into our game plan defensively, and maybe we can take advantage of it. 3-2 dime, 3rd and 10 at Baltimore's 46. Dunhill, shotgun, quads left. Here's the snap. Dunhill steps up, scrambles to his right, throws across the middle. It's intercepted. He's tackled and brought down right at Baltimore's 47-yard line, and you got to give credit to Marvin Himes.
And I'm kind of skeptical about calling out defensive plays, but as soon as I recognized it was 90-yard slants and I saw the defense Baltimore was in, I knew they were in trouble. Sure enough, they're sitting there hovering over the middle of the field and no place to go with that football. Baltimore gets the first turnover of this game.
I think I know why you're kind of skeptical about shouting out plays and stuff like that. Baltimore put up a graphic today stating that Eddie and I were on the call, and it's basically going to be a scouting report for the next opponent. So there's a handout to Murray. Murray's hitting the backfield for a 3-yard loss.
My goodness, outside linebacker Noah Rager came out here with his big boy pants on and met Warren in the backfield.
Speaking of outside linebacker, Eddie, can you please call out the defense for the Fort Worth Toros when you get a chance?
Absolutely. I'm a team player. I got you.
Split back spread. Look out for the number 2 wide receiver in the slot. Hand off here to T-Roy Gaines, the big boy. Picks up 5. Right at midfield. Give him 6 to be fair.
The defense for this Fort Worth Toros, defensive end Jeff Duffy. I recruited him a while back. He said thanks, but no thanks. His partner in crime, Jerry D. Gahn. Defensive tackles Luther Gahn and Mel Gibson. Linebackers E.K. Vincent. That guy's a dog. Future Hall of Famer Noah Ragar and J.L. Browning. We get to the secondary after this play.
It's 3rd and 7 here for Baltimore, right at the midfield line. High snap, Wigmore got a reception across the middle of the field, and it's to Daly Holder. Daly Holder, 111 yards last week versus Houston. A big game from him coming out of the slot, taking advantage of the weak's middle of the field area of those headhunters.
He just got tackled by E.K. Vincent. I just talked about him. He gets sideline to sideline almost as fast as B.J. Lovelace. In the secondary, cornerbacks Adam Lynch, Remington James, and Aiden Davis. Safeties Ben Stone, my nephew, and Delaney Nash.
Weak spread here for the Vultures. Look out for Holder in the slide. Going to go to the bottom of the field. That pass is going to be completed for 5. Mac Chima.
To tell you about the brotherhood in this Fort Worth Toros locker room, I recruited my nephew in the offseason. Said, hey, man, I need help in the secondary. Can you come give me a hand? Ben Stone, that is. He said, man, I love you, sir, but it's like family over here. I said, family? I am your family. He said, nah, bro. I'm staying over here in Fort Worth. Literally, that's what he said.
And up here to Warren Murray. Spin move by Murray. Murray's going to pick up 4 yards on that carry.
It's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 1 on the 31-yard line for Fort Worth, trying to hold them to a field goal.
It's 3rd and 1. What do you think Baltimore call here?
I'm going to call for a dive by T-Roy.
You're going to call for a dive. I'm going to call for 50 HF outs. But I don't think we're going to see it in this formation. We just might. And there's going to be a handoff here to Murray. Murray bounces outside, and neither of us are right. As usually projected T-Roy Gaines to get the ball. I projected to go in the flats, and that's going to be a 1st down by Warren Murray as he picked up 8 yards.
Yeah, the answer was A, B, and the answer ended up being C. None of the above. I thought they were going to T-Roy. They gave it to Warren Murray up the middle and picks up the 1st down.
This is a pretty decent drive that we're seeing from Baltimore here. They're controlling the. If you notice, the clock is continue to run. I think the clock may have only stopped a few times on a few incompletions and also on the toe drag swag by Chima. Here is across the middle of the field. This time to the tight end, Caesar Ackerman.
Caesar Ackerman, former Jacksonville King, came over to Baltimore in the offseason, not getting as many catches as he did was it in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, he led the team in receptions and catches. Over here, he's just a small piece in a big cog.
Split back wing Jokers here formation. Is that a 3-3 from the 3-4 from Fort Worth? And there is big T-Roy Gaines. Man, he's breaking these arm tackles left and right as he marches his way down to the 8-yard line with a pickup of 7.
T-Roy Gaines lowered those big shoulder pads. We talk about it all the time. I think he has the biggest shoulder pads in the entire SFL. He came into this game, DeMar, 8 yards shy of 9,500 for his career.
3-3 nickel defense here. About 5 yards off of the wide receivers. It's going to be a cover 3 strong down to the bottom of the field. Dumps it off to Warren Murray, and Murray is tackled at the 4.
Speaking of scouting, DeMar, as Baltimore laid out earlier in that post in the team channel, I don't think there's a team in the SFL who comes into the game with more heavy sets than the Baltimore Vultures.
And I absolutely agree with you about that. And it's a lot of people doesn't like the heavy sets, but what you have to realize that in this game, the heavy sets is what gets your run game going. If you come out with no heavy sets and all of your run plays are in spread formations, the AI would not call a run play for you at all. Just ask the London Knights a few seasons ago. It's a dump off to Murray, and Murray is hit right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal. That's great defense there by the Fort Worth Toros, Gage.
Aiden Davis. He's probably the world's biggest Houston Astros fan.
He sure is. I'm going to tell you the play that put Aiden Davis on the map here in the SFL as well. There's a high snap to Wigmore. Almost hit him in the face. Man, it's intercepted in the end zone. And that is to strong safety Delaney Nash. Comes away with that tip drill in the back of the end zone.
Tip drill. I mean, coaches talk about it all the time. You got to take advantage of the situation. Yes, you can give up 3 with an incomplete pass, but you got to come up with those tips when you get them, come up with the interception and get your defense off the field, surrendering 0 points rather than 3.
But you know who caused that interception to happen? That was nephew. That was Ben Stone.
I know it was. That's why I recruited him.
3-3 defense here from Baltimore. Looks like Garrett Jr. is in the slot. They're going to go 90-yard slants. That pass is tipped it away.
Got to be very careful throwing the ball in traffic with these Baltimore Vultures, because just like vultures, they swarm to the football. They smell blood out there. That ball was in the air, and they were trying to get the tip drift their own.
Enzo Boat on the tip. What did Boat
hit his helmet,
or did it hit Garrett's helmet?
Hit his helmet. It looked like. Now that hit Boat's helmet.
2nd and 10 here for Fourth Worth. Outstanding defensive play by the Toros to stop Baltimore's drive with the turnover and the interception inside of the end zone, or the paint area that we like to call it here. Going to hand off here to Easy Bacon. Spin move by Bacon. He said, I don't want pork bacon. I don't want turkey bacon. Give me vultures bacon.
And talking to Stephen Hacker pregame, Damon, he said the offense is going to look similar this week as it has in previous weeks, but they had an intention of getting Jay-Z Bacon out in space. And if they can get him a couple of big runs, they think they can use that momentum to carry them to a victory here on the road.
A lot of people in the chats were saying there was a block in the back on their previous play. Split pro here out of the gun formation. 2-step drop. Out route to the top of the field. That pass is going to be complete and caught by Cade Stevens, the number 2 wide receivers on the depth chart.
You know, Damon, I'm still in a bit of shock here, not seeing the 4-3 as Baltimore's base. And Arizona plays them in a few weeks. I'm going to have to take an account for that. That may be something they do with us as well.
Bulls across the chest of Marcus Dunhill. 2nd and 2 at Fort Worth 45. Hand off to Bacon. Bacon picks up the first down and more, kept the legs turning as he was met at the line of scrimmage.
You love to see those power plays. The right guard gets out in front of the running back, and he's just looking for someone half his size to run over and put on the wrong side of Sports Center.
Bacon with a total of 35 yards so far this game. At the 48 of Baltimore. That pass is caught by Garrett Jr. and tackled right down at Baltimore's 42-yard line, gain of 6.
Did you see how he turned around, Garrett Jr. did, the tight end, to use his body as a shield between him and the football, because that pass looked like it was a bit behind him, but he had to turn around and get it. Did a great job of doing so and protecting the football at the same time.
Come on, Twins here. 3-3 for the Vultures. Hand off to Bacon right up the middle. Bacon picks up the first down to the 38-yard line of Baltimore.
And I like how they're getting Jay-Z Bacon involved in this game. Yes, he's a young running back here in the SFL, but they want to keep him involved to keep Baltimore guessing and not just focusing solely much on the pass.
I agree with you. You're right. Although he's a young running back, but they get him involved. And you know what? They get him involved going up the middle and towards the outside as well. They're not afraid to use him in both spectrums of the run game there. Here is Dunhill. That pass is incomplete. He came across the middle, but he met the main man, Troy LaShaw. And that's a guy you do not want to meet in a dark alley.
No, it is not. And they're lucky that pass was not intercepted, as there were 3 defenders, including Troy LaShaw, in the area.
Yeah, LaShaw is one of those guys you just do not test in the secondary of this Baltimore's defense. People say that the defensive line is probably the heart or the precaution system of this defense. I think it's the secondary, and down goes Dunhill. You got to be kidding me. Saran Yates, the 4th.
Sir Ron Yates on the sack, number 99. Got to account for him. That's a fast-moving first quarter, Damon.
That sure was. We didn't see a lot of clock stoppage there in that first quarter. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dag's DroneWorks. As I mentioned, the aerial shot, aerial photography, and videography services for real estate events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Here is Dunhill. Dunhill goes down again. And was it Siren again? Yes, it was, along with Keenan Sam. No, it's not Keenan Samuels. It's Frank Smith who got there with Siren Yates.
And Baltimore almost gave that play away pre-snap as the safety lined up about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. You had a feeling pressure was coming. And now Fort Worth is going to try to pin Baltimore deep. Great punt.
Bounce at the 10 inside the 5. Baltimore's going to take over at the 3-yard line.
Great punt by Einhorn there. And now Fort Worth is going to try to take advantage of this field position and get the ball back to their offense.
This has been a defensive battle so far. Can't really say a defensive battle because the offenses have been moving the ball pretty well, but the defense are not allowing the offenses to get inside the paint.
3-3 nickel. Watch for an ISO hit.
Split strong here. Give it to T-Roy. T-Roy is tackled at the line of scrimmage. I think he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, Gabe. They're going to give him forward progress at the line.
No, it's going to be a loss of a 1 on the play. It's going to take up 2nd down 11. And now here at the 3-yard line, Baltimore is probably going to run another run play here and try to make some room for the punter. Man-to-man defense. Watch for the swing outside to T-Roy. Excuse me, to Warren. There it is.
And you called it. There it is. He does not get blocked.
Wow.
He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Goes nowhere. Big 53 on the tackle. Jeff Duffy.
And I was sure that was going to be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards, but Jeff Duffy, he's a defensive end, comes off the line and runs towards the running back, just ignoring his own personal stats, trying to get a sack. He's thinking team first and gets over there and makes the tackle.
Trips to the right of Wigmore. 5-step drop by the left-hander. He lets it, rips it, and incomplete. Intended for his number 1 receiver. I'm sorry, that's number 3 receiver, Daley Holder.
And when he actually got off the line, Damon, I thought that was going to be a completion because he completely left the corners standing there in their stance.
Yeah, I thought it was too. That was Aiden Davis on the breakup. And as I mentioned earlier, we was going to talk about the play that made Aiden Davis a household name here in the SFL. If you go back to season, I want to say it was 13 it was, when he played for the Houston Hyenas, game right before the postseason, Aiden Davis had a game-winning interception versus the Florida Storm to give Houston their first ever victory over the Storm in franchise history.
I remember that game very well. And now look at Fort Worth. Set up nicely on a 35-yard line thanks to that great defense.
German Vega in the chat asking you and I, what season is this? We're in season 20. You think we don't know that? It's posted everywhere.
I think he's talking about your the comments you made a moment ago.
Stepped up in the pocket. That pass is complete right down in the middle of the field. And guess who it is? Mr. Middle of the field himself.
Yes,
Mr.
tight end.
I mean, this dude just lives in the middle of the field. And the crazy thing about it is that he knows how to work it between the numbers and the hash.
Great job by Marcus Dunhill finessing the pocket as he was starting to break down. But he kept his composure, kept his eyes downfield, found big number 44 for completion.
Down to Baltimore's 18-yard line. All the Toros. 5-step drop here by Dunhill. Out route. Got his man, Robert Garrett Jr. And Jr. is down to the 11 after a 7-yard pickup.
Robert Garrett Jr. making an impact already on this game, Damon. He's being involved early and often.
2nd and 3. Here for the Toros. Marcus Dunhill, 5 of 9 for 47 yards so far in the day. Underneath the center this time, handed off it to Bacon to the outside. Nice block there by the O-lineman. Oh, no, that was the fullback. That was Aaron Alexander. If we get a replay on this, you'll see the nice block Aaron puts on.
I saw it. Number 42, yeah.
Here it is right here. Bam, right there. Yeah. Takes him out of the play. Help Bacon pick up that first down.
Yeah, and this is the detriment you run into with the nickel defense. Those weak side runs can be problematic.
They got twins here to the bottom of the field. No one over the slot receiver. Back of the end zone. Touchdown. Stephen Hacker. He just crossed Hollywood Boulevard.
And talking to T-Pack, co-owner of this Vultures team, he mentioned it pregame, Damon, that Stephen Hacker is a problem, and don't be surprised if he can get 200-plus yard receiving games. But he felt that with the pressure that they can get on Marcus Dunhill, they can contain this offense enough to get a win. Did not work out in this series, though.
Yeah, I mean, they did get a few pressures on Dunhill, but you're not going to get there every play. And when you do, you have to make the best of it. And we have seen Baltimore make the best of it when they did get to Dunhill. But Dunhill just put together an outstanding drive, a couple of catches across the middle of the field to Robert Garrett, down on an out route to Robert Garrett, and then he catches Stephen Hacker in the back of the end zone, wide open on a quick slant or a quick post right across the middle of the back of the end zone. No one was covering him in that area.
Damon, don't look now, but we are 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the second quarter, and Baltimore has yet to scratch the scoreboard.
Well, that's because the defense of the Fort Worth Toros. Baltimore had a nice drive on their second possession, got all the way down inside the red zone, and here is Ivory Irvin, and he is tackled at the 36. We have a game update. Let's take it back to the headquarters with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Damon. Well, it was talked about a lot this week about O.J. Bruin's 7 turnovers last week. He's got 3 passes today, and 2 of them have been to Marco Swift. Tulsa leads 7-0 in the first. Back to Damon and Eddie in Baltimore.
Marco Swift with the interception there, who moved from cornerback to safety. And here is T-Roy. T-Roy picks up 3 on that handoff. As we were stating, the conversation we was having before the game break, Gage, is that Baltimore put a great drive together on their second possession, but when they got inside the red zone, they threw an interception in the back of the end zone to the Fort Worth Toros.
They did, but it's a long game, so I'm sure they haven't hit the panic button. They've been here before down this road many times.
I formation. Looks like I-jacks. There's a handoff here to Murray. Murray's hitting the backfield. Oh, he took a shot.
Not too often you see Warren Murray tackle for a loss, Damon, despite the fact that Baltimore does not invest heavily in their offensive line. They get great production from them, both protecting the passer as well as the run game.
Jerry D. gone on the tackle. There's a tip to the right of Wigmore. That snap has been high all night long. He steps up. Got a dot. Shots fired. Cross midfield. First down for Wigmore and the Vultures. This time, it's to Mac Chima. They like to call him Mac and Cheese.
And I know Fort Worth is just kicking themselves right now because they had 2 defenders in the area trying to bring Jack down. But did you see him finesse the pocket right there, Damon? Keeping his eyes downfield, did not panic, and hit his man downfield for a significant gain to move the chains. Great play by Jack Wigmore.
I understand you love the footwork of Wigmore of stepping up to the pocket to avoid that sack, but I got to give credit to Warren Murray. Murray stepped up and put his helmet right in the chest of the defensive lineman to break his quarterback free to make that first put down play. Great play, Warren Murray.
I saw that too, but I didn't want to call out the gentleman who got stonewalled like that, so I left it alone. But you being you have no problem putting people in their place.
How you let that little man do you like that? 4-3 defense here from Fort Worth. 5-step drop by Wigmore. Dumps it off to the halfback, Warren Murray. Warren Murray, not a spin. This is going to be a face mask. Is it going to be personal foul or not intentional?
I think that might have been a 5-yard variety, but it was definitely on Aiden Davis for a face mask.
It kind of yanked a little bit. It may be a personal foul.
It's 5.
They're going to get an incidental.
Yeah.
You know what, Eddie Gage, man, I can only imagine the adrenaline that's running through these players right now on the field. You know, especially a young guy like Aiden Davis. You see his former teammate, Warren Murray. Let me get a tackle on him. Coach wouldn't let me hit him in practice, but let me hit him out here in this ball game here. And it was just so excited and got his hands caught up in the face mask. 2nd and 1 here for Baltimore. Hand off to Murray. Murray got open daylight, tried to spin move. He's going to want to pick up a few yards there. But I think if he bounces that thing right back to the right side, he's probably got open daylight.
Demond, the patience of Warren Murray. That play was designed to go to the A gap to the right of the center, but he saw there was nothing there because Fort Worth did a great job getting pushed up the middle. He bounced to the outside, picked up 4.
3 wide receiver set here for Wigmore. Handoff hits a big boy, T-Roy Gaines, and Gaines picks up 1. Down to Fort Worth 29-yard line. 2nd and 9.
Congratulations goes out to the big boy T-Roy Gaines. Over 9,500 yards rushing on his career.
Wow, let's not forget that T-Roy started his career off as a halfback before switching to running back. I mean, as a halfback before switching to fullback. Talk about a team player, taking one for the team and not putting himself first there. And he's still getting it done as a fullback and a blocker. Handoff it to Warren Murray. Looks like Murray picks up 1 yard there on that gain. Down to the 28, 3rd and 7. And Jerry DeGon again comes away with the tackle. Is that DeGon or the 76?
Number 76 for Fort Worth.
That's Luther Gone.
That's Luther Gone. 6'4", 325. Can't miss him in his 2nd season with the team.
Like a replay. At a nightclub. Wigmore going deep. That pass is tipped away. That's what you do when you have a free play like that. Why not take a shot?
Deep. That's right.
Yeah.
Look at my nephew out there. I see you, nephew. And that's unfortunate because there was a chance to get off the field and limit Baltimore to a field goal attempt. Now it's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
It's going to give Baltimore a manageable 3rd down here. They don't have to go too deep into the playbook to come up with a play to give them 2 yards here. They can either hand it off to the fullback T-Roy Gaines to pick up 2 yards, give it to Warren Murray. He can pick up 2 yards as well. Dump it off to the flats to either one of these guys. Split on the halfbacks. Wigmore give it to T-Roy. T-Roy stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 2. Baltimore will have to settle for 3.
So despite gifting Baltimore 5 yards and an extra down, the linebacking core of this Fort Worth Toros defense stepped up to the plate and limited T-Roy to no gain. And look at Baltimore. It's 4th down and 2, and our offense is on the field.
I think Baltimore may be trying to just draw an offsides here, but you gave credit to the entire linebacker core of Fort Worth on that last play. I'm going to give it to one man, the man who made the tackle, E.K. Vincent. And I'm going to say it here on live TV. I think E.K. Vincent deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm not the guy who thinks that anybody deserves a right to be in the Hall of Fame. You have to earn that, and E.K. Vincent has been a baller in this league.
Well, speaking of Hall of Fame, Damon, since you want to bring it up, why in the heck is Shark Tarkenton the all-time leader in field goals made in the SFL? He's about to step out in the field right now and try to cut into this deficit for Fort Worth. Why is he not in the Hall?
Maybe because he just got here.
He's the all-time leader in field goals made, bro.
Jack Wigmore is not even in the Hall of Fame. I mean, not Jack Wigmore. What's the other guy? The guy that played for Denver, the kicker. He's not even in the Hall of Fame yet.
The all-time leader.
He was the all-time leader first. Shouldn't he get in first?
My goodness, bro.
I mean, we can have that argument all night long. But I understand what you're saying. He is the all-time leader in field goals made now because he just broke the record, right?
He's at 276 now. The all-time leader. Get that man in the Hall of Fame. Get that man his gold jacket. Let's go.
Hey man, you know you gotta really put in some work around here to get that nod. Like, you know, we don't just let anybody in this club.
Tough crowd, bro.
It is a tough crowd. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I was surprised when I got in. Shit. So. Here is the return here for Fort Worth. And they're going to start this drive at the 24.
Got an injury on the field. Bishop Mutombo.
Starting off at the 24-yard line will be the Toros on this drive here. Let's see if they can put a decent one here together. 3 minutes on the clock. That's a lot of time. They can take their time moving down the field, Gage.
Yes, they can. Plenty of time.
Here is Dunhill. Dunhill got a receiver. Nice throw there by Dunhill to Cade Stevens. Not Stevens, 80.
Hacker. Oh, excuse me. I thought that was Hacker.
Yeah, Hacker. I mean,
I thought that was
Baker.
88. I'm sorry. I saw that 83 is actually 88. But say, what is he doing lined up on the right side? But they got a successful first down completion there. Let's see how aggressive they get here with 2:40 left in this first half. Pro.
And off into Bacon, and Bacon took a shot to the rib cage. He may not get up.
DeMond, I know Robert Garrett Jr. is accustomed to making plays downfield, but my goodness, he just got knocked on his rear end trying to block for J.C. Bacon.
3-3 is the defense. Here is Dunhill. Dunhill got the receiver to the top of the field, tiptoes before stepping out of bounds, and that also stops the clock before the 2-minute warning. A reception there by Stephen Hacker.
Now, here's what I'm interested in. It's 2:02 left in his first half. How aggressive do they get? It's 3rd down and 8. It's going to hit the 2-minute warning, by the way, tomorrow.
Why? They didn't stop the clock?
No.
Okay. That's the 2-minute break.
Forward progress, bro. If he's tackled backwards and loses forward progress, the clock stops. Otherwise, we keep on going.
Well, he wasn't backwards. He caught the ball before going out of bounds.
Exactly. That's why the clock kept moving.
Doesn't make sense to me. I thought when the player steps out of bounds on his own, the clock stops.
Look out!
There's a pass to Hacker deep down the middle of deep down the sideline on a corner route to the post. I'm sorry, a corner post to the sideline before being brought down by Winfield.
Re-snap, it looked like that play was covered, but Hacker found a way to get behind the defense, moved the chains, and now they can get aggressive here with 1:56 left and all
Elijah
3 timeouts.
Warfield on the tackle. Under 2 minutes, 1:56 left. Shotgun formation. Gun straight. They're going to go all slants. There's Robert Garrett. Robert Garrett makes the reception across the middle of the field. They're not going to go. They're not going to go no huddle down to the 25-yard line of Baltimore.
And I agree with that. Milk that clock. You do not want to put the ball in Jack Whitmore's hands with any time left.
1 minute and 35 seconds and counting.
Man defense here.
Twins to the left. There's a bump at the top. Pump fade by Dunhill. Dunhill floats that thing up.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, man, that was a nice floater. I kind of like the float, basically trying to put a touch pass on it to get it over the head of Warfield. But Warfield was right there, stride for stride. But I wish he would have had a little bit more zip on it.
Yes.
To get that thing right over him, though.
Exactly. I like the float the air he put up under the ball, but you got to put some more zip on it.
You know, I was watching the quarterback skill challenge from 1996 last night, and I think it was Drew Bledsoe. I watched.
You were bored.
I was bored. There's a pass deep down the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown by Stephen Hacker to put his team up by 10 points. Oh my, the Fort Worth Toros are starting to make some noise here late in the second quarter, and they just took a big lead over the Baltimore Vultures with that touchdown pass from Dunhill to Stephen Hacker. Look at this catch. Mama, I just saw a man fly, and he crossed Hollywood Boulevard. I think it was at the 5600 block.
DeMond, I don't know how many people are watching that Jacksonville-Tulsa game, but at this rate, Fort Worth is going to have people flooding over here to this channel to watch this game.
And I think that's one reason why the commissioner may have took away the other, the ticker on the top of the other games that are going live, so that no one will see the scores of the other game that's happening and going on. They won't jump from one to the other and leave the other game abandoned.
14-3.
That's just my thoughts. I don't know what his reason for not putting it there, but that was just my thought when you said
a minute 20 left in this first half. Baltimore has 2 timeouts, but before you even focus on that, they got to focus on this kick returner for Baltimore.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football, and it's for everyone. Wigmore come out to the line of scrimmage. He has like a mean look on his face. Come on, boys, let's get it together. Quads left formation here. Low snap, pump fake by Wigmore. That pass is thrown into double coverage, and Daly Holder comes away with that reception. Daly Holder is probably the longest tendon player on this Baltimore Vultures team. Here's another play. One-handed grab here by Daly Holder, and it's 2nd and inches at the 47. They're going to go no-huddle here once again. Do they have another play in this formation, or is it 90 slants all over? Is the only play there? There's a juke move there by Murray. No, does not get out of bounds. Right at midfield, clock is still rolling.
Plenty of time.
39 seconds. Dump it off to the halfback again, and he's going to juke move. No, he does not get out of bounds. Clock still is rolling. 2nd and 7. There's a low snap there. Going deep. That pass is deflected away.
Wow, I thought that was picked off. He actually did like he dove to get that one, Damon.
Bishop Mutombo is out with cramps. Aiden Davis there on the play.
I think Davis was actually on a deflection. I didn't see who originally tipped the pass. Look how close these receivers, these corners are playing up on the line.
Yeah, they are playing up pretty close. If they're in cover 12, this could be dangerous. And there's a toe drag swag right there. Stops the clock at 17 seconds.
And I guess T-Pat, maybe it was not, maybe it's his buddy TJ Speaks, who knows? But someone went over there to Jack Wigmore and said, "Hey, bro, I need you to wake up and put some points on the board before this first half expires."
Nice drive here by the Vultures so far at Fort Worth 38. 17 seconds.
Safety down in the box.
Gonna go all slants again. Got his man to Irving.
Yeah, you can see here Fort Worth is trying to play short. Meanwhile, Jack Wigmore is throwing the ball intermediate and deep. Trying to put points on the board, Damon, but they want to try and get 7. It's 12 seconds left, but I'm not sure. They might bring Tark on the field.
Yeah, I see Shark in the huddle. They're gonna go for the field goal attempt here.
Yep.
They're gonna go ahead and take the points. I
actually like the decision, Damon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I actually wish they would go for another shot, but I do like the decision. Reason being is because let's just say you take a shot to the end zone. Here's a snap to hold for the 38-yard field goal, and it's good. And here's the reason why I like it.
I like it too.
Fort Worth is going to get the ball back at the half because Baltimore received the ball first, right, at the beginning of the game. So why not go ahead and take the points here? Get yourself a little closer on the scoreboard, and allow your defense to come out and play good defense versus this Fort Worth team that is playing some pretty good offense right now. But, Baltimore has a pretty good defense as well. And let's see if the defense can come up on that first drive for Fort Worth in the second half.
I like the decision because you're outside the 20, and to get to the end zone, you have to throw a deep pass that could potentially get tipped or intercepted.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Charlie Baker on the return, and Baker is tackled at the 22. 4 seconds left on the clock. I expect him to go ahead and just run this ball and head right on into the locker room.
I had to look over at Charlie Baker's resume, trying to figure out why he was so short next to everybody else. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. As a wide receiver.
How many 5'10" wide receivers do you see in this league? 3-3 nickels to defense. Dunhill gets pressured. The pass is tipped up. Baltimore with an interception, and he's tackled at the 25. Will not give the offense any time on the clock, and Eddie Gage, that is to one of the baddest safeties in the SFL, Giovanni Boat.
They had to get him on the ground, Damon, because the first thing I did was look up the clock and saw the clock hit 0 just before he was tackled. Otherwise, they'd be bringing Charkin back out here for his 3rd field goal of the day.
Mm-hmm. And that's to do it for the first half. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by PM Music here on the SFL's YouTube network.
In this first half, we saw a lot of back and forth action. Things started off kind of slow, but they picked up late. Fort Worth coming out here looking to make a statement, keeps Baltimore out of the end zone. Baltimore not used to walking into the halftime, behind. They're also not used to going into the half, not putting touchdowns on the board. But here they find themselves down 14-6 at the half. It's only a one-score game, though. Jack Whitmore, 98 yards passing. Unheard of. But it's still a one-score game, like we said. Plenty of time. They're at home. I'm sure TJ and T-Pad just sitting there like, yeah, we're in range. We get it figured out. Don't worry about it, fellas.
Yeah. Baltimore team for the past 3 seasons has been undefeated until late in the season. 2 losses within 2 seasons, all come late in the coming late towards the end of those seasons. This could be very, very impressive for the Fort Worth Toros if they can come out of here with a victory over such of a dangerous team like the Baltimore Vultures.
Absolutely. And in the SFL YouTube chat, Damon, in stepped Mac Drake. I love that guy's name. If there was ever a time I was walking down the alley, Damon, and only had one guy with me, and there was 5 guys waiting to jump me, I'd love to have a guy named Mac Drake to defend me.
Okay.
Don't know where I went with that, but every time I see his name, that's what comes to my mind.
Maybe he's a combination of Mac 10 and Dr. Dre. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Speaking of names in the chat, Damon, Teflon Ron, one of my favorite names in the SFL chat, just stepped up and said the locker room is about to be lit. He is not happy.
Welcome back, everybody. The SFL would like to recognize some staff who operate mostly behind the scenes to keep the league operational. Andrew Rastelli operates the minor league, getting new coaches up to speed and players on the teams and in the port. Ashley Jackson helps to keep our community a welcoming place for all. And Marcus Dunhill assists with contracts and off-season construction. Thanks to all of our terrific staff that has helped the SFL to 10 years of operation. You know, we can't forget about a certain individual who was part of the league staff as well. Oh, Charlie Baker hurt on the plate. He looks like he's standing up pretty good there to me, but anyway. I want to give a shout out to Jermaine Smith, who was the former president of the Simulation Football League. Jermaine had a team, you know, the DC Dragons, which he still has, but he stepped down as owner back in season 7 going into season 8 to become president of the SFL and has done outstanding things for this league. And I'm not the only one who could vouch for that. I'm pretty sure the commissioner would as well. But I'm just jumping the gun on it. That dude was outstanding for the SFL and a lot more as well. We can go with Ryan Michaels as well when he became part of the league front office. There's a lot of people, man, that has been helping Cameron Irvine, the commissioner, keep this thing afloat. And, you know, thank you to everyone that has partaken in the SFL in any type of way. Thank you all so much. Here's a handoff here up the middle of the field to Easy Bacon, and Bacon is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 here now for the Fort Worth Toros, and that man is on the ground and he is clapping and excited. You see the tackle I made? I didn't let him gain a yard, coach, like you told me in the locker room. Nate Brown, that is.
Word on the street, Damon, is that Destro wanted the team back because he asked for a raise, and Cam said, "No, sir, you shall not get one."
Here's Dunhill, got an out route wide open. That pass is tipped and almost intercepted by Enzo Boat. Oh man, I think he should have went with the out route, but I understand he's going to his number 1 receiver, Stephen Hacker, but that out route was wide open to the top.
Cam just said he didn't ask for a raise. Destro being the man he is, he asked for a coupon. And I believe it too, because that's how kind of guy he is.
My chest hurt. I just got over COVID, but come on, man, my chest. I can't laugh that hard. My goodness. Okay, Gage, we spoke about it right at halftime or right before halftime. That Fort Worth gets the ball first here in the second half. Baltimore just forced the 3 and out. Let's see if their offense can come away with something here, as we mentioned, and get things going. As your man in the chat said that the locker room is about to be lit. We saw the defense that Baltimore came out with, and let's see if the offense is as lit as the defense from that last possession.
Watch for this to go to Warren on a. There it goes.
They go pass slide. He gets a block from the tight end. Oh, he took a shot across the face. That should be illegal.
Pass slide right, Demond. And if you're going to play man, expect Warren Murray to get a lot of touches in that offense.
Look at this shot here. Look at this shot. You hold him up, I come hit him high.
Yeah, my coach used to yell, hold him up. Hold him up.
Baltimore at their own 44-yard line to come out here in the I formation jumbo package. I mentioned what package it is earlier. I'm not going to say it again. Here is Murray. Murray does not go anywhere. Fort Worth clogged the middle of the field up.
They've done a great job all day, DeMar, stopping the inside run game of Baltimore. Big third down coming up.
Melt Gibson on the tackle. They come out in the same formation, Gage. Do they go up the middle with it, or do they throw it out in the flat?
Green.
Give it back to Murray. Why not? He's a veteran. And he picks up the first down. And he's
one of the things I like about Sir Ryan Yates, DeMond, he attends every last Baltimore Vultures game. He never misses. He's always in the chat.
He does. You're right about that. Every game we call for Baltimore, he's always there. He's always in there. He's always there. I formation here again for Baltimore. 3-step drop by Wigmore. Got a man, and it's Mac and Cheese. Mac Chima on the reception. Down to Fort Worth's 39-yard line with a 13-yard gain.
Shout out to the offensive line of Baltimore. They gave Wigmore all kind of time. I believe that was his third receiver in the route tree that he found open for that completion.
First and 10 here for Baltimore. Mac Chima, 3 receptions for 38 yards. Hand off here to Murray. Murray breaks the first tackle. Picks up 3 yards there on the carry down to the 36.
And they are just methodically working their way down the field, DeMond. Despite being down, their offense is not in a panic. They're sticking to the game plan they came in here with today and not forcing anything deep, trying to get back into this contest.
Current drive, 5 plays for 28 yards so far. Underneath the center is Wigmore, 5-step drop, dumps it off to the halfback. Oh, the guard blew up. 67 took a shot.
Yeah, he did.
Kevin Guy. I couldn't see who laid the blow on him. And that's and if I'm not mistaken, defensively, that's what they teach you. If you see somebody coming out there on a screen, out to block, you blow him up before he blows you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if you can take him out of the play,
great
first,
job.
Oh, nice defensive stop there by this defense. And man, guess who's on the tackle?
You know what? The heck with all that. Guess who made the play? Outside linebacker J.L. Browning stood up 2 Baltimore offensive linemen, pressed the hold back 2-3 yards to allow his defense to corral over there and make the tackle. Shout out to J.L. Browning.
E.K. Vincent, so I saw in the tackle, but yeah, those guys did blow up. Everything that was in their vicinity. Field goal here. This is going to be a 50-yard field goal attempt. Whoa! Wow! He made it. I thought it was going to be short.
I thought it was too. Let's look at it on a replay, DeMond. It probably just crossed that crossbar.
Man, he just grazed it.
You know what that reminds me of? The field goal Cliff Allen hit from 56 yards out against Florida in the playoffs. It just crossed that crossbar.
And let's not forget that the wind speed during this afternoon game is 5 miles an hour. He could have been kicking that ball with the wind at his back. because that ball looked short, and that
Yeah.
wind probably just gave it a little, you know. John Fullerton on the return due to Charlie Baker being injured on the previous return. But we have a game update. Let's take it to SFL headquarters with Cam and Irvine.
Thank you, Damon. Douglas Brown over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Marco Swift has 3 picks. And Tulsa, who has never beaten Jacksonville, trying to tie Minnesota atop the Central. They're up 20-3 in the second. Back to you in Baltimore.
4 wide receiver set here for Fourth Word. Go 90-yard slants. That pass is tipped away by Boat.
90-yard slants, Damon. It's always, feast or famine with that play. Baltimore takes advantage of it because they have so many plays in the defense, a number of them that they use to defend it.
I'm not sure if you saw the pop-up, but Charlie Baker is out for the remaining of the game with a broken arm. They're going to go empty formation here, straight open. Normally teams love to run 90-yard slants out of this, but they're going to go with a post. That pass is going to be deflected away by Stacking Paper, intended for Cade Stevens.
Intended for Cade Stevens. You just wonder how they're going to affect the packages for Fort Worth when they line up and spread the defense out.
Yeah, and Charlie Baker is a big addition to this wide receiving core for Fort Worth, and John Fullerton is going to have to step it up. The number 4 wide receiver on the depth chart slides into that number 3 spot now. Going corner post. That pass is tipped it away by Stacking Paper. Give him 2 in a row.
I remember when Ben Stacking Paper first started out with Baltimore, he was a slot corner, and he got that pick 6 against us, and I saw his cover skills then. I said, man, when this guy develops, he's going to be even better than he is now. And Ben now playing that number 2 spot, and he's playing it well. Going to force Fort Worth into another punt.
And here comes the punt on the field for Fort Worth. Ray Enhorn. That was a low snap there.
Yeah.
From the long snapper. Fair catch call for Mag Chima. I'm sorry, Ivor Irvin.
So Ryan Yates is asking for push-ups because he didn't pick that ball off the mark.
Baltimore's going to take over at their own 43.
Fletching the ball away, not good enough. They want turnovers. So what does he do when he misses a sack, Damon? Does he do push-ups too?
He should. Calling out the cornerbacks like that. Oh, that pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Noah Rieger.
Damon, the way he ran up underneath the ball, he looked like he was a receiver. Watch him turn around. And just like I don't know if Jack Whitmore saw him.
I don't think Whitmore saw him either. But he snuck right into that one there. And Fort Worth comes up with a big defensive play to take the ball away from Baltimore. Eddie Gage, you spoke of it earlier. Head coach and offensive coordinator Tom Paternier said that we want to protect the football. We gave up too many INTs last week. This could be the turn of the table here for Fort Worth. If they can punch this thing in, this is going to put them up big versus Baltimore. And Baltimore is going to have to dig deep to come back.
6 interceptions in the last 7 quarters of Jack Whitmore's career. Something that Baltimore is not accustomed to.
Not at all. Here is Dunhill. Dunhill got the out route down to the bottom of the field. He makes the reception.
All kinds of time in the pocket. Baltimore is accustomed to getting pressure up the middle, and thus far today, it has not happened at the rate of success we're accustomed to seeing it in. And by the way, Sir Ryan Yates in the chat said when he misses a sack, he doesn't do push-ups. He's a big man. He does pull-ups.
5th wide receiver on the depth chart, Mike Kacker, comes away with that reception.
Oh, look at that big 7-step drop.
He goes down, loses a lot of yards there on that play, and he's sacked hard by Joe Duncan.
And I was just about to talk about it, Damon. You want to avoid those big 7-step drops anytime you're playing against Baltimore because that pass rush is coming.
3-2 dime for the defense. Safeties are playing up high.
Another one.
They're going to go deep by Dunhill. This pass is caught right down the middle of the field. Cade Stevens.
And Stephen Hacker said, I'll do you one better, Gage. I hear you up there talking about us with the 7-step drop, but we've been running sims in practice all week. We know what we saw. We know we can take advantage of. Hold that.
Can I get a back camera view? Oh, man, I can't get it. But, man, on the replay, there was a defender right in the face of Dunhill, and the halfback just stepped up and just put his put his helmet right in the chest of the defender. Here's Dunhill, 2-step drop, steps to his right, got Robert Garrett Jr. right across the middle of the field for the first down, down to the 12-yard line of Baltimore.
And did you see him just abuse cornerback Marvin Himes? He knows that he outweighs that guy by about maybe 60, 70 pounds. Put his right shoulder in his chest and use it as a shield to get ground of separation and pick up that first down.
One of the few teams that know how to use the tight end is Fort Worth.
Yes.
Robert Garrett Jr. has made a name for himself in this league, and there's a dump off to Bacon, and Bacon is tackled after picking up 1 yard down to the 11-yard line. Alvin Mack on the tackle.
And did you see Sir Ryan Yates? He had to dump that ball off because as soon as he let it go, Sir Ryan Yates hit him right in his chest. Marcus Dunhill, that is.
I mean, you spoke of it, that this defensive line, I mean, they are very fast and agile, and they can get to the quarterback at the blink of an eye. 5-step drop here by Dunhill. Got him in, open to the top of the field. He's going to go out of bounds, not pick up the first down, but it's Cade Stevens.
Cade Stevens, the man notoriously known for being called out of bounds. Had he stayed in bounds, this would be a 2-score lead for Fort Worth. Can they close the deal and put up 6 here?
3:01 on the clock. Dunhill, shotgun. Not sure if I like this formation. 3-2 defense. The back of the end zone is the 12th man on the field. Going across the middle, deflected away. Could have been intercepted, and Enzo Boat. How many deflections does this guy have?
I tell you what, when Stephen Hacker saw the offensive coordinator make that call, he almost called a timeout and said, "Sir, what are you doing? We're playing the Vultures. Audible out of that and call something else." But it was too late. He didn't want to burn that timeout, and they got saved by that incomplete pass.
Did you see the athletic play there by Boat? I mean, he sat down on the comeback route right there, almost right at the goal line, and then he saw that the ball was going towards the back. Oh, let me get back, backhand deflection and everything. So the Fort Worth is going to have to settle for a field goal. Outstanding drive by Fort Worth, by the way. But this field goal is not going to be as big as them going up with the touchdown.
Damon, it's 4th and inches. I might go for it.
I agree with you. I mean, why not?
But why go out there in a 5 wide receiver set on 3rd and inches? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So now Fort Worth sitting here with an 8-point lead. It's still a 1-score game. Baltimore, plenty of time left.
Mm-hmm. Next week on Next Level Sports, the unbeaten Atlanta Swarm tried to keep it that way, but the Portland Fleet have a win streak going and want to spoil the Swarm dreams of a #1 seed. Kickoff is next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on NLSE. Next Level Sports, get more.
Jack Wickmore, Damon, currently sitting with a QBR of 47.7. Yet, despite the bad QB play, only down 8 with a chance to tie the game on this drive.
Three-step drop here by Wigmore. Throws a pass out to the top of the field. It's to Mac Chima.
Mac Chima with his 6th target of the day, Damon, here in the 3rd quarter, being involved early and often.
Nice play there by Chima. Gets the reception and turn right upfield. Normally we see these receivers that get these catches on these out routes and they go straight out of bounds. 2nd and 1. Here for Baltimore. It's like a trips left. Handoff here to Warren Murray. Murray picks up the first down. Out to the 37-yard line now.
Warren Murray able to pick up that first down as E.K. Vincent had a bead on him, but I don't think he read the speed of Warren correctly. He was able to turn the corner and pick up the first.
1st and 10 for Baltimore. Here's another handoff hit to Murray. Murray gets some nice block, but he's met right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a forward progress with a yard to gain. But, man, did that close fast.
Yes, it did. And Aiden Davis was actually in man coverage. And I guess he heard his defenders yelling out, run. You know how they yell out, run on the sidelines, DeMond? Run, run. He heard that, got off his man, and got over there and insisted on the tackle. Great play by Aiden Davis.
Split back formation here. 1 minute and 25 seconds left on the clock in the third.
Oh my
5-step drop by Wigmore. Out route to the top of the field. That pass is caught. 3rd and inches. Nice grab there by Ivory Irvin.
And Fort Worth got away with a conservative play call there by Baltimore. They lined up a single safety high as the other safety is about 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. And the safety who was high came screaming down toward the line of scrimmage.
At the 46-yard line now, 9-yard pickup on the play. There's a handoff hit to Murray. Murray runs right up the middle of the field, pick up that first down.
That's Warren Murray's 15th carry of this ball game. But it doesn't seem like, when I look at it, he's really been that involved, despite the fact that he has 15 carries and 7 receptions.
Yeah, I was just going to say that a boatload of his action has been in the passing game, or receiving game, should we say, for Warren Murray. That's where he's been getting a lot of the work done at. 3-step drop. That pass is caught to Daley Holder.
Fort Worth had a beat on that play. You must have saw something in practice because they actually had that play down up pretty good, but E.K. Vincent did not have the foot speed to get over there and compete on that ball.
6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4 here for Baltimore. They're putting together a great and nicely methodical drive. Handoff. Murray. Murray's met right at the line of scrimmage. Going to give him 1 yard there at the 42.
The corners were sitting about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's almost as if they were anticipating the run and they were selling out to stop it. Put your fours up.
That's the end of the third quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on the SFL YouTube Network. And again, Impact Monday heads to Louisiana tomorrow when the Revolution welcome the Vancouver Legion. Who's going 4-2? Join Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp at 7:15 p.m. Eastern for this week's in the SFL pregame before Louisiana and Vancouver kickoff at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Right here on the SFL YouTube. Another out route, and that pass is caught. And they're not going to give him the first down. Whoa! Yeah. How not so?
Well, DeMond, I think he lost his forward progress when he came back to meet the ball. And he was not touched until he actually tried to turn his head in a swivel and get up. But don't look now. Baltimore's trying to go for it here.
They're in enemy territory right at Fort Worth's 39-yard line. I don't mind them at all coming out on the field here. And Baltimore's going to hike it. Oh, no. Warren Murray does not go anywhere. And it's a turnover on downs for this Fort Worth defense.
Fort Worth continues to show up and show out. Luther gone. Jerry D gone, and his entire defensive line, for that matter, stood their ground, DeMond, pushed the offensive line back, allowed the defensive linebackers to the pursuit of the football, tackle Warren Murray for a loss, and don't look now, SFL Nation. But we got an upset alert.
You're right about that. And I have to say this, Eddie Gage. Warren Murray, 17 carries for only 34 yards rushing. If you look what he did last week versus Houston, rushed over 100 yards in that game. And this just lets you know, Fort Worth did their homework, and they're not. Oh, there's a tip pass that is intercepted before I can even finish my statement.
90 all slants. I'm telling you, DeMond, when it works, it's a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, it can just drive a head coach crazy. And Ben Stacking Paper, tip drill yet again for the second time today, comes up with an interception to get the ball right back to Baltimore.
Was that Keenan Samuels on the tip? I couldn't see who that was on the tip there.
I didn't catch who got the tip either.
1st and 10 for Baltimore at their own 44. Handoff here to Murray. Murray's going to be hit forward for a 3-yard gain.
2nd down and 7. Baltimore continues to come out, Damon. They are in no panic whatsoever. You know, I'm not sure how many times they've been down in the 4th quarter before, but, well, actually I can versus us in the championship game. But they use that experience to rally and keep the offense together and not hitting the panic button just yet.
We're at Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Handoff here to Warren Murray. Murray runs to the left. Nowhere to go. Picks up a yard, by the way, before being tackled and brought down.
I remember J.L. Browning. I remember talking about this linebacking core of Fort Worth on my show with Chad Rowland, Streets of Talking. One of the best in the SFL collectively.
Split back spread here for the offense. 3rd and 6. Baltimore needs a first down here. Got a strike. That pass is tipped it away by the Fort Worth defense. And you have to give credit to Ben Stone. Ben Stone has been playing outstanding today in this ball game.
I thought there was Adam Leach on the deflection, but regardless, Damon, had he not brought and deflected that pass, Baltimore would have scored a touchdown. There's no one in front of him.
Yeah, Irving was wide open there. If that gets through, you're right, Gage. That's probably a touchdown. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL and SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 100. I'm sorry, I have to say 100 years. My goodness, 10 years of operation through your viewership. Go ahead and smash that like button as it helps the channel through the YouTube algorithm.
Helps the channel, helps the league, helps Cam, helps everybody.
Don't just smash the like button, slap that thing. There's an out route. Oh, nice spin move there by Stephen Hacker, the old veteran.
Stephen Hacker came into this game 173 yards short of 10,000 for his career. I doubt he's going to get it today, but he's definitely made an impact regardless.
He has been an impact player here in the league. Split pro, out of the gun. High snap there to Dunhill. Dunhill steps up in the pocket and down goes Dunhill.
Man-to-man defense. Both linebackers came as both running backs stayed in the block. That leaves one-on-one assignments, and you don't want to leave any of these defensive linemen for Baltimore one-on-one.
Joe Duncan comes away with the sack. 3rd and 9.
They're coming
Pushes
again.
the offense back.
They're blitzing again.
5-yard loss on the previous play. They're bringing up blitz. A hot blitz it is, and they makes the reception to the 5th wide receiver on the depth chart, now at the number 4 spot.
We've seen Baltimore constantly make quarterbacks pay with that play. Middle blast 1, bringing that Mike linebacker right up the middle, creating another one-on-one matchup. This time, Saran Yates and company were not able to get there in time. It's going to be a first down, Fort Worth.
First and 10 at Fort Worth's very own 28-yard line. 7:50 left on the clock. Split backs. It's Bacon and Alexander. Alexander hit in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. I'm sorry. I think that's a 2-yard loss there.
Yeah, it's a home cooking head to mom. I'm not sure, but they're actually in Baltimore, so I don't know. But that's the first time we've seen him get a carry in quite some time.
Yeah, it has been a while since he was able to tote the rock. But he's been pretty active in the blocking scheme.
They're blitzing again.
For Jay-Z Bacon. That pass is tipped and almost intercepted by Boat. Enzo Boat, that is, with another pass deflection.
Damon, that middle blast 1 out of 4-1 dime, it creates so many opportunities for sacks and interceptions, and it gave me a headache in the championship game trying to find a way to figure it out. And I thought I found something, but Baltimore reminded me and our offensive line time and time again, watching that playbook every week.
I'm looking at the stat sheet, and it says that Enzo Bodon has 1 pass deflection. I've called his name many times tonight. In reference to deflections. There's a step left by Dunhill. He throws that pass is. Wait a minute.
The ground.
Did you see?
Yes,
that pass was on. It was on
his shoulder.
Yeah, the receiver and the DB was connected or whatever, and that thing was just hanging on the arms.
It was hanging on his forearm, and I was waiting for the other receiver to come over there and grab it and try to pick up the first down. Obviously hits the ground, and Ford going to have to punt this ball off again as both these offenses here, Damon, in the second half have stalled.
Dunhill passing rating of 57, QBR and passing completions, just 19 of 33 on 200 yards on the day. I mean, these defenses are really out here balling, man.
Yeah.
Although we've seen some decent drives, but these defenses are not allowing too much to happen in the end zone. 17-9 is Fort Worth up on Baltimore. And Baltimore is in pretty good field position as they're at their own 47.
Baltimore 4 of 9 on third down in the first half, 2 of 6 in the second half. Fort Worth worse, 2 of 5 in the first half, and now 1 of 5 here in the fourth quarter.
Watch the tight end in the slot gauge. He's going to go out route. They're going to go deep post, 50Z deep, and that pass is incomplete. Man, you see how many gold shirts are back there?
Yes, and I thought he was going to dump that ball off, like you said, to the tight end, but Jack Whitmore he's getting a bit impatient out here. He's not used to being behind Damon, and that pass should have been picked off by Delaney Nash.
Yeah, it should have. I didn't see what was the separation on the fade route down to the bottom of the field, but man, the top of the field. But yeah, he should have hit the out route, but sometimes the quarterback gets a little gutsy. And Warren Murray is hitting the backfield for a 3-yard loss.
Should this lead hold up for Fort Worth, I already know who my defensive coach, dog of the week, is going to be, and it's going to be this Fort Worth Toros.
I think you got to give it to the coach and the entire defense as well, man. These guys is not allowing Warren Murray to do Warren Murray things. I mean, we've seen games where Warren Murray has taken over games and scored 4 touchdowns. Over 200 yards rushing. Whitmore goes deep, is intercepted by Hayden Davis. Davis crosses midfield down to the 43. 4 tackles, 1 interception, and 3 pass deflections.
That is Jack Whitmore's 7th touchdown in the last 8 quarters. Unlike him. What did I say?
You said touchdowns. I'm sorry. I was
apologies. His 7th interception in the last 8 quarters, and I'm sure that Baltimore's trying to figure out what in the heck is going on out here. They said it's going to be a close ball game, but I'm sure they were not expecting this.
Yeah, I'm with you, partner. I mean, Whitmore has been one of the guys that does pretty. And there's an encroachment there by the defense. Bacon crosses the first down line, decline it. We'll take the yards.
They're going to decline it, DeMar, and they are already on the outskirts of field goal range. They're going to decline that penalty, accept the first down run by Jay-Z Bacon. And now, if I'm Fort Worth, DeMar, my only concern right now is working this clock and trying to find a way to get 3 points to make this a 2-score lead with 6 minutes and change left.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you, Gage. You and I, we don't get along all the time. But on this particular comment that you just made, I think we're on the same page. Milk the clock. Keep giving it to Easy Bacon. Although there's 6 minutes on the clock here, keep giving it to the halfback to milk that thing. But if you're going to throw it, do not throw it across the middle of the field. Oh, my goodness. Throw out routes.
Shotgun. Gun straight.
And we've seen 2 picks come off here. Oh, my goodness. Robert Garrett Jr. said, I'm a man on a mission, and I'm trying to get that first down, and I'm trying to milk the clock as well.
They said the heck with running the ball. We're going to get the ball to our main man, Robert Garrett Jr., and try to put up another touchdown.
Shotgun formation again. Oh, they come out in Trey open.
Look for the out route to Stephen Hacker.
3-2 defense. There it is. Out route to the bottom of the field. This time to Cade Stevens.
It was an out route, but it was to the bottom of the field, Damon. They came to the short side of the field. Excuse me.
5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock as the clock does stop because it's running.
Once they spot the ball, the clock starts.
You're right.
They're going to line up in shotgun again. Oh, my goodness.
I keep thinking about college rules.
And here come the blitz, Damon. Oh.
They only bring 3 this time.
Look out.
He gets there. Oh, my goodness. Soren, stop it.
Ron Yates on the sack. There was a coverage sack because there was no one open. But I like the decision not to throw the ball. Don't force it somewhere where there's no one open and just practically give Baltimore their only chance back into this game.
My apologies for Sir Ron for.
Now the blitz is coming.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
I thought that was intercepted. I thought that was intercepted by Enzo Boat.
Did you see the zip that Marcus Dunhill put on that ball? There was some heat behind that.
Man, that was Brett Favre.
That looked like one of those Brett Favre passes. Exactly. Be on the same page. They're like one of those Brett Favre passes.
That thing, hey, wide receivers used to say that he used to break their fingers.
Yep.
He threw the ball so hard that he would break their fingers when they would try to catch it. And this is just in practice.
You're going to milk all this clock.
I don't blame him. Milk as much of it as you can.
It's good.
And that's going to give an 11-point lead here for the Fort Worth Toros. Emily Rose on the kick, and it's good.
Fort Worth.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, right ahead, sir.
APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. We have a game update. We're going to take it to the SFL headquarters with Cameron Irvine once again. Hey, Cam, what you got for us?
Thanks, Damon. When you're done in Baltimore, it is a running back showcase in Jacksonville. Douglas Brown has 4 rushing touchdowns. Sean Sanders, 82-yarder here. It's not over yet. 40-24 is the updated score in the third. Back to you guys for the finish in Baltimore.
Shotgun formation, Eddie Gage. I'll speak on Sanders in just a few minutes here. They go 90-yard slants. That pass is incomplete. You and I called the first game of the season Jacksonville. I can't remember who Jacksonville played, but man, Sanders put on the show.
He played against Sioux Falls.
And we thought this dude was. Yeah, and Sioux Falls is a team known for great defense, and man, that Sanders guy put on the show opening week, and I mean he's a sight to see. I can't wait to see things that he does in this league, but we thought that Jacksonville, found something at the beginning of the season, and they have just been looking really, really bad the past few weeks. Here is Murray. Murray with the spin move, picks up the first down and more. Baltimore's going to go no huddle. They're going to make my chest hurt. Wigmore underneath the center. Got to hurry up. There's a 5-step drop. Wigmore looks dead. Passes tipped away by Aiden Davis. Outstanding and athletic move there by the cornerback.
Did you see how high Aiden Davis got off the ground?
He looked like one of those super linebackers in Madden. What, 13?
That came from all them squats, Damon. You do all those squats in Damon and build up those leg muscles like that and those calf muscles, you can get springs too.
Yeah. Hey, you remember those strength shoes that everyone used to buy from East Bay back in the 90s?
Yeah.
To make your calf muscles real strong? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he's been working with. Mm-hmm. There's a 90-yard slant right across the middle of the field. That pass is caught by David Anderson. The 4th wide receiver on the depth chart. Probably, I think that's his 2nd target of the night, his 1st reception. Wigmore steps back, going to Anderson again. Picks up the first down. 1st and 10 at Fort Worth 46. Fort Worth in this 4-1 dime formation. The middle of the field is wide open. There's another catch by Anderson. No, that's the tight end this time. That's Caesar Ackerman.
Caesar Ackerman, yeah. How he fit that ball in there?
I have no idea, but these quarterbacks, man, are putting on the show with his accuracy. Anderson once again. Anderson getting work in on this drive here. 2:50 on the clock before the 2-minute warning. Steps back at the 29. Got all day to throw. That pass is incomplete. Intended. Looks like I think that's the 5th receiver on the depth chart, and that was to DeAndre Fields.
I don't mean to laugh, Damon, but they went from a 4-1 dime to a 3-2 dime, and Jeff Duffy was serving as the linebacker. He's a defensive end, and you could tell he was totally outside of his element, not comfortable out there playing linebacker.
Yeah, it's crazy how when you have those two defenses in there, that if you're in a no-huddle situation, it'll switch, like that. Oh,
Look
there's
out.
a sack on Wigmore, 4th and 3, and Baltimore has no choice but to go for it. And oh my goodness, it's one of the Gone brothers.
I think they're actually going to kick the field goal, Damon, and make this a one-score game, needing a 2-point conversion. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to bring out the kicker here, Sark Tarkenton, for his 4th field goal attempt to make this a one-score game.
41-yard field goal attempt, and the Shark has it.
So we got ourselves a 20-12 game, 2:16 left. So Baltimore has all 3 timeouts, plus they're on the plus side of the 2-minute warning, so that's like a free timeout. But I believe they're gonna kick the onside kick anyway to try to get this ball back.
My question to you: would you go for the onside here, or would you kick it deep?
I'm kicking it deep.
I'm with you. I would kick it deep as well. Allow my defense to come up with a big stop. This is a left-handed kicker. Wait a minute, does Baltimore has this thing?
They do.
Yes, they do.
Irvin.
Ivory Irvin, the number 1 receiver on the hands team, come up with that onside kick.
First of all, what is he doing on the hands team?
Hey, he's the number 1 receiver. Why not? Best hands on the team. Hey, don't leave the stream without joining our Discord. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join the checkout content of more. For teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'ems. Play SFL fantasy football and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We'll see you there. There's a strong pass right across the middle of the field by Wigmore to the tight end, Ackerman.
You got to get another playoff for the 2-minute warning.
204, 203. There's the snap. Wigmore reads the progression. Oh, I thought it was snagged in by Holder, but it's incomplete. Couldn't keep the pinky finger on the ball.
I'm still surprised to see Ivory Irvin on the hands team. He's the number 1 receiver. You got to protect your investment, but I guess at this point, you need everybody. It's all hands on deck.
Dude, when you're desperate for that onside kick, shoot, you put anybody out there who you know has soft hands. I don't think the legendary coach. I'll get to the coach in just a minute. That pass, I thought it was intercepted.
I thought it was.
Ivory Irvin. Yeah. That's why he's on the hands team.
And that's the first time we called his name other than that recovery in a long time, Damon.
I was going to say, I don't think the legendary coach Bill Walsh would have ever put Jerry Rice on the hands team.
Oh, heck no. Heck no. That's only Ivory's 4th catch of the game.
This means that the defense is doing something well. 3-step drop, out route. That is a cash caught by Irvin.
25 yards between them and the end zone. And this game reminds me of the conference finals against Mexico City a few seasons ago when Mexico City had that game all but wrapped up. But Baltimore recovered the onside kick and went on to win the game. Can Fort Worth hold on?
So just saw the ticket there, 59 yards on the day for Irvin. 5-step drop, pump fake, Wigmore goes deep, goal with a toe drag swag there by Chima.
Clock going to continue to run. 1 minute and 10 left in this contest as he was tackled inbounds, but Baltimore does have all 3 timeouts on the 15-yard line. Plenty of time.
1st and 10. At the 15, they're going to go
triple bunch.
Trips with the tight end leading the way at the top of the bunch. That pass is caught by Irving on a go route out of the inside slot. They're going to do bump and coverage here. Irving dumps it off to Warner. No one there. Hollywood Boulevard at the 5700 block.
Demond. Should we even be surprised at this point? We've seen Baltimore come back from deficits when it seemed like all was lost. But like I said a moment ago, just like when they played Mexico City and they recovered that onside kick, it's almost like everyone in the stadium knew it. Once they got that onside kick, that they're going to come back and try to tie this ball game up. But don't get too happy just yet, Baltimore fans. They got to convert this 2-point conversion.
They have to convert. I don't think I've seen a pass play out of this formation from Baltimore all game long. They're going to go hand off Murray.
Sure.
No, he does not get it.
But it's not over, Damon. They still have all 3 timeouts, and they're going to go for another onside kick here again.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to go onside here. 43 seconds. The left-handed kicker.
So now they do have to. I would kick the onside kick here, Damon. I agree with this call.
There is the snap. Oh, the big boy jumped up. I get it this time. And that's one of the tight ends.
Yeah, how can you see that? I think he might have been run up there to make a block, but the football just happened to be in front of him, so he grabbed it. But it's still not over, Damon. They have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
And Fort Worth is outside of field goal range.
You're right about that. They're at Baltimore's 37-yard line. Just shy of field goal range. Handoff here to Alexander. Xander down to the 34.
He hurdled a defender to pick up those couple of yards.
And that's a big dude.
It is. He actually jumped over his own offensive lineman who got knocked backwards.
Alexander is 5'8", 250. I mean, it's not like
he's be able to jump that high.
Yeah, it's not like he's 6'4", 250. You 5'8" and 250.
That's a big boy. He shouldn't even be able to jump that high. Damon, oh my goodness. I hope are they lining up to pass here?
I think they are. They're at the 34-yard line. They're going to hand it off. He's hitting the backfield. Going to lose 4 yards.
Baltimore was not fooled. Al Walker comes off his defensive end spot and makes the tackle for a loss. They're going to bring up 3rd down and 10. So Fort Worth is still outside of field goal range. Baltimore still has the 1 timeout left in their pocket. Big play call here.
Yeah, you're right, Gage. This is a big play call. If
3-2 dime.
Hand off to the halfback. Does not pick up the first down.
Does not pick up the first down.
Does not get in field goal range, I was going to say. But that stops the clock with that timeout by Baltimore. 32 seconds left.
Do they kick the field goal here, Damon, or do they punt it deep? Do they try to pin? Would you try to pin them deep here, or would you kick the field goal?
I mean, how is it?
They got to kick the field goal, Damon.
This is going to be 51-yard attempt at a game by Emily Rose. This is a long field goal. Is the wind blowing in her direction? She made it. 51-yard kick by Emily Rose to put them up by 5.
Talk about coming up clutch. Emily Rose steps into that 51-yard field goal, Damon, and drills it with room to spare. Fort Worth's going to have a 5-point lead, but don't get too excited yet, Fort Worth fans. You know why? Because Baltimore has that guy, number 41, waiting to kick this ball, return this football.
You know what? I totally forgot that about Giovanni Boat as a return man. And you just refreshed my memory how dangerous this guy is when it comes to returning kicks. And here he is, right at the goal line. And Boat is tackled and brought down at the 25. 23 seconds on the clock. Eddie Gate, is that enough time for Baltimore to get downfield to score a touchdown? I mean, I know
that's why that field goal was so important.
Yes, it was. I know they can do it in one play, but can you throw the ball deep down the field and then run? You have no timeouts.
50x8 post, but it's not going to be caught up this time. Look for 50x spot. There it is.
There is the spot. They're going to go deep to the post, and it's intercepted. Fort Worth's going to come out of here with the victory to go 4-2 on the season.
And guess who it is, Damon?
It's nephew.
My nephew, Ben Stone. What up, boy? I see you, big-time player. Big-time players make big-time plays. They challenged them with Ivory Irvin deep over the middle. He comes up with the pick, returns it about 10 yards, gets up, notices how quiet the crowd has gotten, waves at him and says, thanks for coming. Good night. I hope you didn't have too much to drink because now you got to drive home safely as Fort Worth is going to come into this Baltimore stadium and do the unthinkable, get away on the road and send the fans home unhappy.
If I'm not mistaken, this leaves the Atlanta Swarm as the only undefeated team in the SFL at the moment. But guess what? Anytime Baltimore loses, that lights a fire under the butts of TJ Speaks and Tom Paternini. The rest of the SFL, if you're on their schedule, I feel sorry for you. You guys better do your homework and get in the lab and try to figure out to do what Fort Worth has done here tonight, because Baltimore will be on the mission for the remainder of the season. That's just facts. We've seen it time and time after they lose and they go on nice long win streaks. But hey, enough of that. I'm your play-by-play commentator tonight, Damon Seaman, alongside my main man, Eddie Gage. What an outstanding game by both of these teams. And Fort Worth, congratulations to you for taking down the big dogs of the SFL. Hey, Gage, close us out.
I told you, Stephen Hacker came into this game and he said, Eddie, I feel good about this one. Don't ask me why, but we had a good week of practice. We got some things figured out. We shortened up some things on offense to make things a bit more simple to avoid the turnovers, and they did a great job of that, despite throwing 3 picks of their own. Marcus Dunhill didn't have his best game, but when they needed him, they got production out of him. Don't look now, SFL Nation, but Fort Worth is creeping back into the standings. Look out.
Eddie Gage, Jack Wigmore.
8 interceptions
in the last 2 games. That's unheard of for Whitney. We do not see that from this team, nor from this quarterback. I'm telling you, you best believe those 2 owners, they're going to go back in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to fix it. And Wigmore may be clean for the next 5 games. I mean, that's just how great of a quarterback he is, and that's just how great of an offensive coordinator that Tom Paternini is, But man, we can't take anything away from this Fort Worth defense. They came in here today and they balled. This just goes to show that you put in the time, you put in the work, and your scouting reports and running your sims. When you're running sims, you have to watch your sims. I preach this all the time, because if you're not watching your sims, you can't see the mistakes that your defense is doing, or the glory plays that they're doing, and you can't see the mistakes that your offense is doing and the big glory plays that they're doing as well. You got to pay attention to your sims when you're running them, and this just goes to show that Fort Worth, paid attention to their sims. And you stated that Stephen Hacker said, "Hey, we saw some things that we were, screwing up on, and we went and we fixed those things, and we feel pretty good about, our opportunity to take down, the big dogs of the SFL." And they came out of here with a victory today.
First time Baltimore has lost at home, and I don't remember how long, Damon. I wish I'd have looked it up.
4 seasons?
It's been a long time, but I couldn't help but notice Atlanta got all up in the chat when the upset alert was on, because they saw they had an opportunity to be the only undefeated team. But Stephen Hacker, our player of the game, 5 receptions for 64 yards and 2 big-time touchdowns. Have yourself a day, young man.
The one that comes to memory to me is him diving on that catch and crossing the goal line. But hey, everyone, thank you so much for watching the Simulation Football League here on the SFL Network, YouTube network. I'm your play-by-play commentator tonight, Damon Seaman, alongside my main man, Eddie Gage. Eddie, send your last remark.
Arizona, I love y'all. Enjoy this bye week, y'all, because I'm darn sure enjoying. I'm going to sit back and chill. I might pick up the Xbox on Tuesday. Who knows? I'm just going to take this time off and enjoy it. We out of here, Damon. Let's go.
Hey, everybody. See you when we see you. Peace.